just got finished my very first AA meeting. I don't identify as an alcoholic. I more identify as somebody who's researching about alcoholism. And that's kind of the reason why I go there. Also to be an example. So that's kind of what I initially went in there as. When I got in, I was greeted by somebody who told me the meeting was not for another hour. But when I shook his hand, it was just so warm and so welcoming and so like, I'm glad that you came, and please come back. So I waited, came back, and immediately was greeted at the door. It was a special occasion. Somebody was having their 45th sobriety birthday. 45 years is a long time. So I was really excited to be a part of that. And they love a newcomer, but I didn't want to take away from her special day. So I kind of just withheld what normally would come out as me being really excited to introduce myself. At the beginning I did, and kind of told them a little bit about why I was here, kind of the head lady. I explained that I was a counseling student and I do a lot of research on this sort of stuff, and alcohol specifically has been a really big component in my life. So as I sat there, I got my first day chip, which is totally real. They totally do that. So I thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, it's like the whole Unity service recovery, my 24 hours. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And I'm so not opposed, and they gave me this pamphlet and all this sort of stuff with everybody's numbers on it, so then in case I wanted to call or needed a friend. So they do that right away, and I think that compared to regular therapy, like, sometimes you just don't feel like you can get help right away. So when you get yourself into a group, like, you really feel that unity immediately. So as people did their shares and they went about their routine, I just sat and absorbed. I absorbed what was being said, the congratulations to the woman who had her birthday, and just all the little stories, and being welcomed again completely. And they all, took the time to really reflect on their beginnings and share their advice. And there was one girl specifically that really just, she looked at me and she was speaking to my soul, and I haven't had that in a really long time, and I just, am I gonna be in Buddy's way? Like, I'm literally filming something. We'll see. But yeah, I withheld all want to share my story because I just didn't feel like I wanted to blab everything. And like, the more blabbing I've done, the more crying I've done, and the more I've realized I really haven't processed a lot of these things, and I didn't want to process it in front of everybody like that. So instead I just absorbed, and I really felt like this enlightenment and like just pouring love into me, and I felt the room, and I felt my body just start to float, and my head flowed, and the colors got brighter, and the weight started to lift off, and it's so powerful. Especially when you're not used to it. It comes on so much stronger because you got so much weight to be lifted off. And so then as I sat there, I kind of reflected a little bit more, and I thought, I do this for me. I'm an alcoholic. Completely. I feel completely guilty when I drink one sip, and I immediately regret it. And even if I do drink, I'm like, why? You know, I'm not even intoxicated enough to pretend that I'm having a good time. So why did I do this to myself in the first place? Why do I choose to wake up and allow myself to feel like crap and allow this poison in my bloodstream and have it take time to get back out and like restart that? So like I really reflected on that, and like I go to these things for me because I have a problem. I have a lot of problems. A lot. And again, just over everything, I'm really grateful that I'm alive and that I get the chance to better myself and to try and make better decisions. So this is my day 1.